My name's Nero. I'm getting into bands a few years ago, and from Santa Ana.
I'm Yufei. I am one of the guitar player of the band, and I started playing guitar when I was 12, and started to do bands and stuff like that a few years later, 1 or 2. I'm from Southeast Coast, China.
My name is Nisho. I'm from Macau, and I go to USC now to study music industry. And I started playing in band since my high school, and I'm the guitarist of the band.
So my name's Chris. I've also been playing since about 12 years old, and just been in and out of bands for the last, I'd say, 12 to 15 years. Yeah, I'm also from Santa Ana, like this guy over here.
My name's Andres. I'm from Whittier. I'm the drummer in this band, and I've been playing for about 11 years, since I was 9 or 10 years old, and been playing in bands since I was about 14. Yeah, that's about it.
That name was the idea that I had about 1 or 2 years before I came to the States, which was about 2010, 2011. And I think the whole idea was that growing up, I was never quite an optimistic kind of person. I've always been the glass half empty kind of guy. Like, if there's no reason to be happy, I'm just sad.
Sweet.
So, and being that way, I figured that there's gotta be something that I should work out to make my life less miserable. So, the whole idea about Piety to Agony is that since I'm miserable, I need to get the best out of it and see the bright side of being miserable, see the bright side of agony. And that's pretty much it.
So your ideology is like a glass half empty, but the band name's more of a glass half full approach, you would say?
Not quite, but it's one of the aspects is that now that since I'm already glass half empty, what's the bright side from being glass half empty? Like, what can I make out of it?
Kind of like an acceptance to glass empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the half glass you already
Yeah,
have.
yeah, like trying to find the things that only being painful can bring you. Like, that's how humans develop. So started, we were just doing cover stuff for TilDawn.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really anything like serious, official. We were just kind of hanging out and be there to help out with the shows. If they ever needed us to put on 1 or 2 songs, we kind of gather together with whoever we have in contact at that point and just make something out of it. And one of the occasions, one of the songs that we're doing, we decided to kind of rearrange it in our own way instead of just like playing it off the track. So I kind of found something interesting between Logan and I, Nishon and I, and we just kind of went from there and it ended up being here.
At one of the TilDawn concerts, a friend of mine, Nisio, at one of the TilDawn concerts, and I liked the music that they were playing. It was really cool, and a friend of mine had introduced me to them, and for a while I didn't talk to them afterwards until it must have been 6 months after, or something, a really long time afterwards. One of them contacted me somehow and they were like, hey, we need a drummer for a band. Or maybe I contacted them, and I was like, I want to be a drummer for your band. Anyways, we started practicing, and their music was really cool, so I started playing with them. And then way later, I got this guy involved. And
How do you two know each other?
through a really bad band.
we were
Been
in
there.
we were in a band together before, and once that fell apart, as it inevitably would, I heard him play with these guys, and I'm just like, I'd like to get involved in something like this. So did an audition and just kind of went from there.
Oh, you guys did auditions too? Wow, selective. What about Chris? What about Chris? How did you come
Well,
to be
I
a part of
actually
this?
came to them the same way this guy did. We were in that same bad band.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like just kind of working on our own stuff until this came along, and he decided to start singing for me.
Yeah, and then once I got involved, I started talking to him about it, like, you gotta hop onto this, like, you guys got something going on here, so.
It's cool. What do you guys think that makes this band better than the bad band that you were part of before? I feel like there's a lot of tea hidden in the bad band. I don't want to get into that, but like, some refreshing parts.
The communication is a lot easier. Communication was very difficult in the previous band, and everybody's able to sort of bring their own, 2 cents and, get involved a little bit more. Before, everything was kind of like set in stone and nobody could have a say. So
Yes.
it made it really difficult
Sorry,
for.
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say there weren't many clashes of personality in this band as there were in the previous band we were in.
Yeah.
It was very, very, there was a lot of ego we had to deal with, and
Kind of impressive.
I wouldn't say oppressive, I would just say we were dealing with something that was very hard for rational beings to deal with. And I wouldn't say that our previous guitarist leader was irrational. I would just say he just didn't want to listen to reason all the time, and it made it very hard for us to make a good band out of what we had.
So you feel like this new environment respects each other's personality and more. So what do you think about like personal styles that each of you like brought into this band? Because the band style as Nishio defined to me as eclectic metal. How do you think each of your own styles added to that specific genre you identify yourself as?
Well, it was kind of interesting how it all worked out. It's like once I got involved, it seemed like everything sort of started falling into place, and it seemed like I was, like, with my style of vocals, it seemed like that was something that they were really looking for and couldn't quite find, I guess. And then with Chris's bass style, the way he would approach his bass playing, it seemed to work out with things that were going on. It seemed like he had a similar mindset as to the direction everybody was going. So
That's accurate.
yeah.
So right now we only have like 3 to 5 songs. It is not really as obvious as we intend it to be in the future just yet, but the way that we want to take our music to is that whatever that is available artistically to us as humankind, we want to somehow find a way to make them all work in their own individual way in our music. A way that is balanced, informed, and with a modernistic kind of approach. So it's pretty much saying that we're open to anything that we might find ourselves into. 我自己觉得，如果我们本身已经在一个大环境是西方人主宰的一个状态下要去做我们在做的事情的话，我们就要带入我们自己作为一个亚洲文化的传承人
所带来的理解西方音乐的只有我们才能给出的理解和观点。
写歌方面的时候，就是我们亚洲人可能就会 tend to 写出一些很亚洲的旋律。然后我觉得我们这乐队有趣的地方就是你可以让外国人去把亚洲人的旋律唱出来，然后 that's something interesting。